How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everybody is having a wonderful, beautiful day. Did I lower down the volume for the intro? I think I did. I think I ended up moving the wrong dial, or rather, it switched on me. Yeah, no, it's in a weird spot. Okay, that's fun. Love when we get software updates and weaker updates, and this is literally why PC troubles bug me so much. I literally went into IT initially for college just because I was like, okay, one thing that literally ticks off in my life is whenever there's computer problems for any reason whatsoever, or if it does something that bugs me. So I was just like, all right, I want to do something. Originally I was like, okay, you should probably follow your dreams, and my dream is to fix those things as soon as possible. So the first part was, let's start with IT. How y'all doing? Welcome back. We got ourselves more 5V5 1V1 DUELS for the evening, boys. I got the audio right this time around. We got groups listed in just a moment here, because I'm a little bit behind on everything for the day, dude. I ended up going to sleep last night so late, mostly because the thing that I was working on, it was taking its sweet time getting all squared away on this end. You know what I mean? On its own end or whatever. But yeah, that thing being new class stuff, dude. I can't believe the warning, dude. Shamans and Death Knights did not get to shine long at all, man. Shamans were just like, oh, finally, we're really good. Everybody's gonna be excited. You know, mages have had their time, rogues have had their time, warlocks are always busted. Finally, I can actually be good. Blizzard was like, about that. Dude, there's a Dav and Blizz that 100% plays a warlock and a warrior, because those are the two classes that got buffed up. Everything else did not. Nothing else got buffed up. Only those two, which is absolutely hilarious. But yo, groups are gonna be listed in just a second here, boys. And we do this, and we do that, and now we are good, sorta. Except for this thing that I gotta work on. But otherwise, we'll get some groups up and running right now. Hey Blizz, Blizz hates Blizz. I mean, Shamans, yeah, dude, they really do that. In fact, they actually want for Shamans to be more similar to Frost Mages. I mean, they literally nerfed every aspect of Shaman, but buffed the Frost Shocks, because we're like, all right, you guys are a Frost Shaman now. The entire Shaman Discord, by the way, the guys that usually do like, this is the place I go to usually to get like an idea of, oh, okay, so how do these class shaders affect, like, whenever a class gets buffed and nerfed, I usually go to class Discord, because usually there's somebody with a big brain that has done the math and can give you some numbers as to how big a buff or a nerf is and can break it down. But everybody collectively in the Shaman Discord were losing their absolute minds, like literally everybody. So it was so difficult for me to get any information out of them at all. I just usually peep in to see if anybody has anything. But they were just like, it was in moment, you know, the SpongeBob meme where just SpongeBob running around, but there's multiple versions of SpongeBob, and he's like in some place with a bunch of papers and everything was on fire. That's basically what the whole Shaman Discord was yesterday, ever since those announcements. It was literally everybody losing their collective minds. It was absolute pandemonium. It was hilarious to watch, but at the same time, I was just like, I don't know where the class is. The groups are listed if you guys want to join us for 5V5 1v1 DUELS list. Current tier list link. Have I ever made a tier list in this expansion? I don't think I have. Have I? I don't think I did. You know what? Tier lists are volatile, man, because they change constantly. That's what I think why I didn't do it. I think it's like quintessential YouTuber move, and I think I decided against it. Dang, yeah, I don't got one, man. I don't got a hot take for you to clown on, because that's all they are, dude. Tier lists are there as a hot take for everybody to clown on. It's like, I don't know. Everybody's tier list is wrong. That's the thing, because everybody, dude, there's people out there that will put a class in an F tier and they never played that class before. That's why people always clown on them. Like everybody always has like their own biases of where the class is. Like, I wouldn't be able to rank where Rogue is at, dude. I'd rank it intentionally lower just to make sure that I'm not ranking it too high, dude. I just wouldn't be able to. Can I find people in the duel group? I got you, my guy. I got you. We're listed under Molten Core, so hopefully be able to find us. We do have 2 groups. Hey, hold on a second. What is the other group? Boris, hey, Boris got a second one up and running. So go to with my group. We got 3. Boris got 2. So we'll need to get a couple more homies to join in. Trying to figure out what to play. Like right now in season 1, I think, like if you look, what are you looking for? Just like a safe class? What are you looking into? Dungeons, raids, PvP, delves, open world stuff, ranged melee healer. What roles, my man? I can give you some ideas, dude. I can give you maybe some ideas. Yeah, safe class for PvP. Oh, safe class for PvP. Oh boy, that one's going to be pretty volatile, but I can tell you some of the classes are doing pretty good right now, based on like leaderboards. Well, like solo shuffle, I guess. ShadowPriests seem to be doing pretty good. Holy Palas are good, but they're getting nerfed a bit. Affy Warlocks are getting beefed up. Feral Druid seems alright. Beastmaster seems alright apparently, but they're getting nerfed too. Yeah, I have no idea. Feral Druid. I don't think those guys have gotten nerfed once. So right now, like if you're just looking to do PvP, Feral Druid's really good as a melee. ShadowPriest seems to be good as a range. That one's not getting touched. Pick whatever you like, honestly. Literally cannot make a wrong choice. Literally, there's no wrong choice. Because there's a lot of classes that are good depending on the content you're trying to do, my man. Depending on content you're trying to do. But yeah, if you look for like the best melee, I feel like Feral Druid right now is kind of nuts. I don't think anybody would disagree with the Feral Druids are pretty good. They're hard hitting and they're survivable enough. But like, they do have like their own learning curve though too. They're not gonna be like a easy gimme. You walk in, auto attack a guy, he dies. Which is what a lot of people expect for a class to be, right? Especially if you're like, I just want to play something easy that just wins all the games. And it's like, well, how much work are you willing to put into it? Because some classes can do well, but they're not easy. A lot of times people don't want to put in the effort. So it's like, I have no idea. All right, so I gotta do some stuff in the background for a second, but the groups are listed if you guys want to join us. I'll start whispering homies on Real ID in just a moment here as well. I wish I was not at work so I could join. All good, my man. All good, all good. All good, my guy. Yeah, we do these all the time on Friday and Saturday. God, I can't spell the words here. We do this all the time on Saturdays, NA, Friday on EU. So whichever region you play on, man, you're more than welcome to join us. Warlock is safe, never been the best, but also never been the worst. I'm pretty sure Warlock has been the best or the worst, depending on the content, depending on the expansion, honestly. Because I remember, I guess you don't remember Legion, right? I guess I don't remember Legion. Yeah, Legion Warlocks early on were pretty whack. I guess is the best way to put it. They were all over the place. Taking a Mage or Warrior, those are pretty good. Mages and Warriors are really straightforward. Not a fan of column points? Okay. Mages and Warriors are probably alright. I'd say Warlock is probably a better caster. ShadowPriest is a better caster right now. Just a stronger caster. And the Shamans can do pretty well, but they're getting nerfed up a bunch, actually. So I don't know how that's gonna feel. Yeah, like a Warlock is pretty good. What's up, Jake? Yo, how you liking Call of Duty? You playing Black Ops? Hey, liking it. Early Legion Warlock was a dumpster. LMAO. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're like, oh, Warlock's never really been bad, that means you literally haven't played the game long enough or just weren't paying attention. One of those two. You haven't played through the downtrodden times. So to say stuff like, oh, it's never really been bad, it's like, yeah, you just have no idea. That's the thing. A lot of the times when people make a tier list, they'll give you like, oh, this class never been bad, and they just have zero idea. And they're just absolutely categorically, objectively wrong. That's the problem with tier lists. Prestige 2, get 2 diamond sets. I have no idea if that's good, but awesome, my man. Happy for you. I've seen some footage of the campaigns. Those are wild. Those swing back and forth too. You got some banger campaigns, and others are just like, what is this? Full? Oh, hold on, dude. Hold on a second. We need 2 more. We need 2 more. Yeah, we need 2 more. This group is good. Hold on. Boris apparently is full and ready to go. Oh, man. Boys, we need ya. We need ya. I need a couple more homies join in. But yeah, I've seen some of the campaign. It is wild, man. It's some wild missions. What is open world mission, which is like, what the hell is this? The find a way to incorporate zombies as part of the campaign. It is crazy, dude. Crazy. Man, yeah, groups are going to be listed in LFG. Rates, I can see if you guys want to join us. Anybody and everybody's welcome. Here we go. Did I spell that correctly? I did. Beautiful. The worst part about me trying to come up with video ideas is spelling. In most cases. I don't know why. There we go. Alright, so we needed 2 more bodies. I want to see if I can get 2 more from my BNet real quick. ASAP? Does he join these? He's in the Dornagal. I could ask him potentially, unless he's like doing something else. He's on a shaman. I don't remember if he joins these often. Yo, Duels tonight? I want to see if he's down to join in. Yeah, well, Bora's been on the opposite team. Wait, Kenderic, that's who we need. Unless Kenderic is already in the group. Hold on a second. Maybe Kenderic is already in. Exiled? Does he join these? Guy is a random PvE guy. Mechagon is at the dungeon. Hey. Duels tonight? I'll ask Hellbrock if he wants to join some. I might as well, right? Also, I need to get my whispers over here. Beautiful. Neat. So I can track those a little bit easier over here instead of doing it all in game. Who else do I normally invite to these, man? Yo, need group for duels? Or you... I'll ask that king real quick. I don't know if he's in or not. Nicholas is already doing his thing. PB&J, hey, wanna join 5V5 duels? Only play zombies not racing my friends with prestige master and every gold gun unlocked. Hell yeah, dude. Get it. Get it, honestly. As long as you're having fun, man. As long as you're having fun. The Omni movement thing with Call of Duty seems interesting. Everybody said that's like the coolest part, but like when you actually look at the footage, I can't really tell like what does that do. I think it's just when you can like when you're prone, you could just turn around in any direction. Is that really it? That's what it looked like for me. I was just like, I can't tell if that does anything, but when you're prone, you can turn in any directions. That seems kind of all right. But it also makes you feel like kind of like a turret. It's just like a little bit of awkwardness in the angle of some of the turns you can do. It's just like, okay, I guess it works. Invite. All right, so we got Chills. We need uno más. We need 1 more, boys. Flex, I'm assuming, is already in the other group. Baboonerus? I haven't seen that guy in a while. Oh, hey, Baldwin's already in. Squid. Does he want to join? Young Kobe? Let me see if he wants to join in. Hey, wanna join for some 5V5 1v1 duels? I wanna see if that guy's down for it or not. Let me also get the duels mix going already. I might as well, right? I might as well get the regular one going. I had giant patch notes and there's another one in the next patch. So we know that there's a bunch of changes coming out this reset Tuesday, Wednesday on EU and NA regions. We know that 1107 might be coming out soonish. Okay, so we got PB&J joining in. Beautiful. So that'll be a 5-man group right here. I'll make shows lead for that one. We know that we know that at some... I don't really know if 1107 is going to be an actual patch. It looked like there's 1105 stuff that, you know, just came out recently. And they got some like background internal testing for 11.1, which is the actual seasonal update of the expansion. First one, like season 2 content. I don't know about 1107. I don't know about 1107. Some people saying this is still happening, but I have no idea. I have no clue. No idea. Alrighty, so this group is set. Okay, we ready. And I'll make Chills lead. And we'll get a couple of DKs in here. Unknown crypt. Unholy crypt. I like that, actually. I like that thing. Hell yeah. Alrighty. We're good. Invite spectator match. Boris and Night King. 5 the grand one. We'll start out with the good old the grand. The grand. Just because it's a good starter. You didn't see any of this? Nobody tells me anything? I mean, it's all on Wowhead, right? It's all on Wowhead. I guess like most people wouldn't really know where to look. It's like, where do you find this? Is it just in your BNet? Does Blizzard send you a personal email for it? Do you just like have to find a tweet about it or whatever, right? Like it's just usually BNet, Wowhead updates, or if you are following certain accounts that have the patch sniffer thing where they could sniff out patches and updates. But like, or just watch your favorite content creator to keep you up to date with all these things. That seems to be the easiest way of going about it, man. Instead of having to do all that stuff yourself, just let your content creator update you pretty regularly. I tried my very, very best, man. I tried my very best. Alrighty, here we are. Switch. Waiting for somebody on team 1, but there we go. They're all here. We got ourselves Cole Hot. Okay. Wait, the primordial ability in the boards is a little different now. The icon is different. Die on the team, first one up and running. Nelf in the back. We got ourselves Magma, double Chevy, as well as Demonic on the Rogue. The Dragon Rogue. I know what, that knockback on the Dragon Rogue though. That is a thing. Unholy Crypt is getting slowed down immediately. I like that one shoulder look he's got going on. Hold on a second, with the tabard, that actually looks kind of sick. He's trying to see if he can mount up, but getting slowed down. For some reason, the horse does not stop you from being slowed by the curse of exhaustion. It's going to be diabolical. With full set of dots playing that Affliction Warlock, but no, he's a Hellcaller Destruction Warlock. He's got quite a bit of that raw dot damage. Trying to go for a few onto Holy Crypt. Into a quick cast, got himself a big bolt, into Soulfire, a Holy Crypt looking for survivability, but a big conflagration just explodes that guy. Did have to commit a full wall as well as a Dark Pact and everything just to land that kill. With Big Bob going to be up next, immediate trinket out of Dia with a port right after, trying to see if he can get the hell away from the Feral. Is going to get the pet attacking him. At least the pet got a bit of a slow. It is going to be Ursel to keep the pet away from you. And Dia taking a little bit of that bleed damage, having to walk into Ursel himself. Does he have a Mortal Call or anything? Gateway is available, but he's taking quite a bit of that bleed damage. Is able to go for Warlock Hellstone, chomping down on the cookie as Bob charges in. Quick bash on the Dia, full incarn, big giga damage increases as he's got himself the most amount of output. Dia at least able to back away. Mortal Call trades with Bob, but he does go for the trinket into a quick fear as Bob. He didn't have a skull bash anymore. Big bolt from a distance. Bob with a wall, trying to create some line of sight. As long as Dia can get a dot on the guy, he can't deny him any kind of resets. The pet is going to get up close to Bob, trying to see if he can deny him any prowls. And Dia is super low on health. He's in a dire situation right now. Diabolical? Well, like diabolical. Oh no, I think it's over. Without Maiming is done, dude. The Feral bleeds are brutal. All you gotta do is put up those bleeds, and they're just gonna melt you down. Cold hot. Gonna try to see if he can get around the corner. Full root onto Bobby. As he's gonna go for a potentially big damage. Primordial is set up. He's got himself the Ancestor. Mad Earthshock damage. What the hell was that? Was he just cooking something big here? He's gonna go for a full Ascendance and there's a random proc of Ascend. Does get his Skull Bash, but it's gonna be a miss bash into Colhod though either way. It's gonna be still mad damage, big Earthshock, and Bob does go down as the Shaman, the beautiful Ascendance form, is gonna be up next versus Brandon, who's got himself also Elemental Shaman. But he's playing a full lightning build. What is this? Got himself a full zapper onto Cole. He's got himself a big defensive, still popping out those Illiblasts back to back over at Bran. And Bran with a quick lasso around the corner does get himself an Ascendance procking. He's playing the lightning bolt build, so he's committed to a full lightning build. I'm actually very interested which one is going to win here. A lightning elemental versus a fire elemental. Which one of these two is going to come out on top? Got himself a bit of lava burst around the corner, so he's mixing up the elements. He's doing a little bit of lightning, a little bit of lava, but he's definitely coming into a full-on lightning build by the looks of it. Cole able to go for a quick wood. Bran looking for recovery. Cole looking for recovery. So both of them do get a bit of a reset. Feral Casual lagging through the pillar. Yeah, I did see that though. That is some weird stuff. I have no idea what's going on. Must be on Blizzard's end. Quick interrupt on the Bran is just trying to get those Illiblasts up and running, or rather lightning bolts up and running. Massive instant cast on Cole though. He's got himself the full instant build. Does get subbed up for a second. Bran with a wall. Does he answer our ability? Looking to go for big Tempest. Does he get a big proper Tempest? Light lasts him for a second. He got to get a proper Tempest in that does the damage. Got himself the overload on Tempest. He's able to even overload on the secondary pet. Got himself a bit of instant cast, but Cole has the instants. More instants than Bran. Since Bran has to stand still to get a turret out all the damage, it is a little bit harder for him to pick up that out. But Cole looking for survivability versus Conan. I don't know if he has anything left in him. Whoa, hold on a second. He isn't gateway from Dia? That's a little bit of a cheatsy doodle moment if I say so myself. Knocking Conan back for a second. Yeah, if you are, I guess there ain't really stopping you. There ain't really nothing stopping you from using the gateway if you have a Warlock on your team. I would appreciate if you didn't do it, but then again, like, what am I gonna do, right? How am I as a spectator gonna be able to control it? Which I really would love for there to be more ways you can control the duels as a spectator, right? That can make it so that only Warlocks can use their own gateway. Rogues cannot stay in stealth for like too long, so we don't have those drawn out stealthy duels, because everybody hates those, right? At some point you just gotta man up with your big boy pants on and try to see if you can survive a big old warrior just barreling down with those massive cleavers and axes on you. It's gonna be a bit of a defensive for Cole. Might not be in a great spot though. He needs just a little bit more damage to break through Conan, and Conan is looking fairly healthy. Got himself a shield. I don't even know what that shield is from, but he does get himself a bit of that survivability into more burst damage out of Cole. Stormbolt from a distance does get a charge in, and it's going to be a knockback as Coda just continue to get blasted with those lightning bolts as well as alien blast from the the ancestors, as those things are continuing to heal Cole whenever possible. Conan got himself a bit of that blaze, but looks at massive burst procs out of Cole with a fear by the warrior. Got himself even more earth shocks, and looks like the lava is enough to take him down. Chills is the last one left over for the team 2, as it's given Cole at least a bit of an opportunity to catch up a little bit of healing. How do you join? I'll show you, Philip, after this one. You're more than welcome to join us, my man. As it's going to be a full attempt to stun by Chills. Does go for the full stun with the dragon, stunning the entire team 1 by accident, but they were kind of standing in the way, honestly. Silence on the Cole does break out of it pretty quickly with the Dark Iron Rachel, and is able to drop down a shield totem. That's not doing enough. Big cleaves down by Chills. Oh, as he tried to leap away, Chills does go for that last Reaper Sight, taking him out. Well done, well done. My goodness. Yes, this is going to be Mag Man. Up next, from one shaman into the next. Chills. Gotta find a way to fight through this man right here. Did I ever on Team 2 play, or did somebody bail at some point? I guess I'll need to double check. I might need to double check. But Chills. Actually, I think everybody did get... Oh, this was a Holy Death Knight. Warrior played. Fair up. No, it is everybody that played. Cool. Neat. As Magma tried to see if he can get himself a bit of a go versus Chills, but Chills can just Shade of Ice to the guy and just stay away from him. He can choose when to engage the Shaman. The Shaman does not really have much of an option in that front. Unless he can somehow leap around the corner. It does get stunned up. No trinket available. Hold on a second. This could be really bad. Does he have any more survivability? Because Chills, I think, might just have him. He's got the Reaper Size. Biggest set his procs out of Magma, but an AMS for Chill Pills keeps him alive. Those lava bursts and hail blast doing nothing while AMS is active. Does take a bit of damage to his health bar. So he's getting whittled down little by little. And Demoniac, as the rogue, he is playing sub, does kind of give Chills that opportunity to get a couple of death strikes here. So at least he's able to catch up a little bit of healing at the 35% dampening, though he is trying to give the rogue a proper chance to catch an actual re-stealth. And the fact that it's a dragon in stealth is hilarious, man. Does go for the Shadow Strike, get the shot right after. I think this is the first time we've really seen the dragon do this much combat abilities, right? The Shadow Strikes and everything. That is flying right through, literally flying. As it's going to be a trinket out of Demoniac. Evasion up. Chilpas does not have a way to heal himself. Does go for the second stun onto Demoniac, though, able to pierce past the evasion with those obliterates. But looks like the rogue just had enough damage to continue to press it on. Shields were just left with literally no cooldowns. And why do I have UI elements on here? Did I get enabled? Is there an add-on that's running right now? I think it's the first time, man. It's the first time I've seen it. All right, let me know if either team needs more bodies. Otherwise, let me know when you guys are ready to go. Hell yeah. Alrighty, so yeah, let me know when you guys are all good. Boris and Night King, let me know when you guys are chilling and are ready, while I figure out what the hell that add-on was. It looks like S Arena, but I don't think that was S Arena, was it? I don't think that should have any add-ons in this guy. DBM test, but that doesn't activate. Northern Sky. Oh, it is S Arena. Weird. Okay. Ready, and Chills is ready. Okay, cool. So I'll do slash reload in order to get my add-ons out of there. And I'll do invite, spectator, match, Night King, Boris, 5. I'll send you guys at a hook point. Watch my friend play some Ascension. Guy had a full poison archer build with Kingsbane. They added Kingsbane in there. He's going to sitting 200, 300k with normal DPS around 20, 30k DPS. I mean, that's cool. Was it like a range Kingsbane, like a dagger you toss? Or does he got to get a melee Kingsbane and then back away? That seems kind of wild, actually. Look at the damage of Earthshock. Critical. Hold on. What is that crit? That's a 2 million crit with Earthshock. Oh my, no wonder they're nerfing those guys. Yeah, no wonder they're nerfing Elemental Shamans. 2 million crit with an Earthshock. That is disgusting. Disgustingly good, but damn. Actually, in fact, it's 973,700 damage. That is some crits. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So a lot of people that are like, oh man, they're nerfing shamans. Like everybody else is probably like, thank goodness. Like I'm tired of getting hit for literally my entire health bar with an Earthshock. What? How's that a thing? That should be a war crime. That should be illegal. Alrighty, switch. Got ourselves big Bobbert over here, not first. Looks like Brand is gonna be getting a chance to go first, this time versus Nelf, as he's trying to see if he can get himself a proper go. Brand is playing the Lightning Shaman, so I want to see if the Tempest Shaman can actually work. Did you, what was that weapon throw? How did you get that angle with the grenade and the Lunar Storm? What was that? Brand immediately with an Ascendance, now trying to see if he can stay next to him, trying to see if he can counter an attack. It's going to be back-to-back lightning bolts out of the Stormkeeper. Does go for a silence on the Brand with a bit of a knockdown or burrow down on the ground with a wall. Not a lot of health left. Hold on, Death's going to shield. Last second, trying to go for a proper Tempest. Mad burst onto Nelf as he goes in for Turtle. Oh, he needs a big cast. Oh, he needs one good cast. Nelf is out. Oh, okay. All right, hold on, give this man a breather. Oh man, the rogues, dude, they ain't gonna give him no chance in this dueling arena. That was amazing. I feel like that's the first time I've seen an Ellis Shaman really pop up with a full-on Tempest, at least within the rounds of the dueling arena. That was amazing. The fact that that thing could overload and hit as hard as it does, maybe that might be a playstyle. They are doing some nerfs towards Tempest, but like, there are some changes that shamans are getting that are not PvP specific though. So there, you are going to be able to do some shenanigans, I feel like. Demoniac rotating from a cloak into an evasion, but as he gets stunned up, it's going to be silence. Silence does nothing, but that stun does go through him, giving Chilpas an opportunity to get some damage in. Evasion should be falling off sometime soon, but Chilpas still just getting trucked as Demoniac got himself vanished just to give himself a defensive into a shadow step, trying to get behind Chills, but he got himself a quick death back just to bolster his health a little bit. Cannot heal it, but he does have extra health bar to work with here. Demoniac trying to see if he can get around the edge. He's gonna go for a quick gouge of the Chills as he's looking to chase after him. Wraithwalk right after. Got him to Remorseless, getting the shot, but he's gonna get stunned up. It's a trade. It's a trade. They're going to be falling off at about the same time with those stuns. Back-to-back sides for Chills. Does he get one more hit? Looking for a Death Strike, catching up a little bit of healing. Demoniac is getting through all of his stacks of Death Mark, or Reaper, or Deathstalker's Mark. I was gonna say Death Mark, but it's like, wait a second, that's not an ability anymore. Mark for Death? Wait. Yeah, it wasn't a Death Mark, it was just Mark for Death then, wasn't it? I guess it will call it Death Mark, right? Oh no, was it just called Mark? I don't remember. Stun! Cheat death! Hold on! Oh, it exploded in a frosty goodness there. That was so good! Oh my goodness, that is great. Wow, as Magmet is going to be up next, trying to see if he can get himself around the pillar. By the way, as you see a shaman switching between Ghost Wolf and non-Ghost Wolf form, you know that there's a new animation around it? I'm pretty sure that's new in this patch, right? I don't think that was a thing before, right? It's going to be a full Ascendance claiming the rest of the team, not letting him back control, by the way. He's not doing it on purpose. He's not claiming the enemy team. Somebody's going to be like, oh, how dare this shaman attack people that are not even fighting? He's just trying to take out the rest of the team. Literally, Ascendance will just flame shock somebody and lava burst at everything around you. It is wild. But that full Ascendance is gone, so Chilpas was able to avoid majority of it. Knocked back by Magmat. But he does get yoinked in, trying to see if he can disconnect it. Another grip. He can't escape the death knight. He can't escape the death itself. He's gonna get hit with the stun. His shield is up. Wall is available. He's got whatever he has in order to survive this, but you just might be limited in sources here. AMS up for Chilpas just to survive a lot of the magic damage. Magmat does not have a lot of health to work with. Trying to go for a heal. Chill being very, very careful with his kick just to make sure he lands the kick as it gets super, super low. And Cole Hot is gonna be up next. Gripped it immediately by Chills with a Death Strike. Does go for Root Totem right after. Full Ascendance, everything is available. Got him some big Primordial, everything is up. Lava Burst sent in. Full Ascendance, Shrinking for it, kind of blinking all over the place, but he is able to go for a bunch of damage. Cannot be stopped. Chill Pills might have a very hard time dealing with this. Does get a proper stun. Oh, to Cole, trying to make some damage happen. Cole's health is in jeopardy. Does drop down a big shield for himself and does have a wall available. Trying to see if he can maximize a lot of the burst. Looking for a cast. Shield super low. Stormkeeper. The zap could be deadly. Hold on a second. Shield was super low. Big Earthshock. Zaps right after. Cold Hot does not have enough right now to finish him off just yet. Does get random proximity blast. Shield was with a death pack just to give himself a little bit more health. Cold Hot getting a little bit of those shields back to back. The Ancestor joining in to try to rain down Illiblast Blast at Shield Pulse while giving Cold Hot a bit of recovery as he gets a quick interrupt onto Cole. Does he have any damage? Like the lasso, can break out of it with human racial, leaping away, but it's going to be grip right after. Into a stun, does knock him. Yet another grip. Cole needs someone right in. Silence does get out of it with a darker racial immediately, but does go down. That is so good. He got so much damage out of this Death Knight, man. AMS up, trying to see if he can smack right through Dia. This is going to back up out of there for a quick second. He's got himself in a great spot. But he's not a high dampening. He's got some cooldowns coming back up slowly but surely. He's got some offensive power, so maybe he can deal with Dia. Dia does go in for a Dark Pack really early on, as it's going to be a quick stun. Trinket, Mortal immediately on Shield Pills. Actually does get the line of sight behind the pillar. Lucky Mortal does path him in the right direction. Dia may be looking for potential defenses here. Got himself a big bolt. Super Fire Weapon Chills. No more grips. Does go for a defensive, but get burned through it with Chaos Bolts. Double Infernal beating him up behind the pillar, trying to see if he can survive it. Lynchboard just to give himself a little bit of DR, as well as Leech to give himself a bit more healing, turning that attention and aggression onto the Succubus. I don't know if he's got a full Reaper's Mark on the Succubus, but potentially. Oh, he's just actually gonna yoink it back in. Oh, he does get a Reaper's Scythe on the thing. He does actually get a Reaper's Mark proc on Succubus, so eventually Succubus should just die. I assume. Chaos Bolt and Chills. That's not gonna feel great at all. AMS barely keeping him alive. That's gonna be a port for Dia. Chilpa's recovering as much health as possible. Why he's got a Succubus? Does eliminate it. New Syed getting spawned in. Can't complete it. Has to go for Instacast if he has any talent for it. Hold on a second. Does he get a new Syed? He needs one. He definitely needs one. Chills does not have a pet to worry about for a bit. First aid. Dia tried to see if he could prevent it into a blind stun combo. I think you should just have it silence right after. Deathpack keeping him alive. Does get himself the big diabolical Diabolus haze buff. And is looking to maybe use that haze buff in order to reposition away from Chills. Chills got full AMS. Dia getting cleaved down. Does not have any more defensive. Chills backing away before there's a Mortal sent at him. There goes a Mortal trying to get a combo of Fear. He does get the Fear combo. Syed is going to be out the bout. Chills is feared out to Guam. Cannot catch himself back over to Dia. He's gonna have to, I think, use the Succubus to collect a little bit of healing. Dampening not super high at 7 minutes. It is getting higher and higher, but it is lower than usual. Lower than it used to be in previous expansions. So this is about as good of a defensive as he can really get. Dia just needs to wait until he's got himself full CC combo. He's got Infernal by the looks of things. He doesn't have a lot of defenses, so he's gonna have to use his mobility and Infernal in order to get some aggression back on the Chills. AMB for Chills. Dia with a silence. Does have Dark Pack coming up very soon. I don't know if it'll be enough. Big Gateman trying to see if he can escape. Oh, but the Reaper's Mark explodes as he finds himself super low on health. And that was a full perfect execute out of our boy Chills. I think it was a clean sweep too. Almost a full 5 sweep. Brand did end up making quite a bit of a crack in that entire enemy team defenses. Was that a Howling Blast at the end? I thought it was the execute. Never mind. Apparently just Howling Blast hits like a truck. Oh wait, no, I was right. No, Chill's confirming that I was right. Yeah, it was Reaper's Mark at the end. Yeah, it was the execute. It looked like it. The animation did not look like a Howling Blast. It had more of this like icy shatter to it, which is not a Howling Blast. Howling Blast is more like more like ice waterfall washing over you. That's kind of what it looks like. Yeah, I feel you. It just all I can tell Chill's difference is based on animations, man. Based on animations. Let's get another one going. Boris and Chills, let me know when your boys are both ready. That was amazing. I want to see this again. I want to see more of this Lightning Shaman shenanigans. That was a lot of fun. That looked awesome. Tempest actually working out, kind of, sort of okay. Moved to Sound to Vanish over Fresh Code did that? Yeah, they did. They did. It's no longer in the game. It's no longer in the game, Boris. All right, chills. Let me know when you're ready. It'll be good to go. That was amazing. But yeah, Philip, somebody in chat did answer, but when the groups are going to be listed up, we're gonna, once they need more bodies, we list them over under Raids Legacy, under Molten Core. So when you find us under Molten Core, Molten Core? Yeah, no groups right now, but whenever we list groups, we'll list them under Molten Core, and anybody and everybody can join up. Literally anybody can join. All right, so Boris is doing a quick switch over for a character. He's going to be swapping off the rogue, I think, towards these Shadow Priest, Warrior. He's a couple of alts, maybe Feral. One of his alts. He's switching over real quickly. Did they change something with the duels where the Pally Bubble would get real low? I've seen it twice doing people in Dornagal. I think it do pops and immune. With threads. Oh yeah, there is a what is it? There is the one of the buffs depending on which it's the threads faction. He is correct. Yeah, severed threads. Depending who you ally with, I think if you ally with the general, the big like beetle looking dude, you got basically like a cheat death mechanic where you get an immunity for like 10 seconds when you technically die. But yeah, ready? All right, cool. Chills, let me know when you're ready and we'll get another one going. Unless that ready was from no, that's not recent. Yeah, so chills, let me know when you're good and we'll get another one on the way. I want to double check. I'm just double checking. Vizier buffs. Yeah, it is one of the allied buffs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the beetle. What the heck? That's OP. Yeah, so if you're dueling people in Dornagal, you're not gonna get a proper dueling experience. It's for anybody who's got the buff. Assume that doesn't work in PvP, doesn't work in battlegrounds, doesn't work in arenas, doesn't work in solos, doesn't work in instance content, but does work in open world in Khazalgar. Yeah. This is what people do all the time, which is super annoying when they ally with that guy every time. And whenever it's Ashkahet World PvP Spark week, so everybody just runs around with like a cheat death, and it's super annoying. When you think you finally got him, then they get cheat death, and you're like, crap. I guess in that situation, you just gotta also ally with them so you can have the same amount of defensive. But like, I already got so much rep with the beetle man. What's his name? I got him probably the most up right now, right? The general, I think it is. Yeah, general is like 8 out of 9. I was trying to work on the vizier and weaver, but general is almost full. So 5? Okay, had no idea. Not sure the same amount of PvP. Also, Swap Dragon, or I should use Mastery. Mastery is very nice. Mastery is definitely very, very nice. The Black Hold. Runes Blade? You know, get Correct range bound. Yeah, by queuing for Correct. Pretty sure. I don't see it anywhere. I think it's the Slay Correct quest. When you first zone in. Yeah, how do you get the mount again, boys? Is it like get a bunch of like Time War badges? Maybe it's something else. Okay, so let's get ourselves another one going here, boys. The Twitch. I'm gonna destroy both people, but they were literally through me. Yeah, that thing is nutty. Just have honor, no running, just spellcast battle. Yeah, exactly. Definitely used to do that at some point. That'd be something. Alrighty, so we got ourselves both groups ready. Got ourselves Big Bob. Oh, zoomed in on that big old Bob belly over here. Why does it zoom in on like straight up his pelvis? I imagine it would like to zoom in should be like on the face. Look, it zooms in on the face. Zooms in on the face. Face, more or less, or chest rather for orcs. And then with Bob is just like belly. Why? Blizzard. Blizzard. If you get this camera for Salchas, is he just gonna zoom in on the feet? Promise you, 100%. We got Cole Hot over on the team 2, Dio over in the back. We got ourselves Ferda on the Warrior. Now first up versus Shields. I don't think those two dueled each other last time. Yeah, last time it was the Shaman versus the Hunter. It is going to be Binding Shot. Does have himself an escape out of it with an AMS. Able to remove the magic stun that goes for bonding. Big damage on the shields as Nelf taking big hits back to back, does go for a wall here, knowing that he's going to get locked down. He needs to have a defensive to deal with the damage taken, but that defensive has been nerfed significantly though. Got a second layer of defenses yet again though, but it doesn't matter. What is this defensive? Hold on. Does Wall 400 do anything at all? He just got cleaved through his major defensive. I don't understand. Chilpa's catching up very quick. Heals is going to be stunned immediately onto Cole as he goes in for a tricky big heroism and everything is available. Trying to see if he can keep the pressure on to Chills as he does have him a little bit down. And Chills with a raid walk trying to see if he can back up way out of there. Colehot has the ancestors. They are going to be loading a big Ella Blast back at Chills. The Alien Blast also provide Colehot with the stats too, right? I know the damage there. Big leap on that grip. Perfectly timed so he can escape him. That is great. As Colehot does need to go for a bit of damage. He's going to be a full stun. Knockback on the Chills. Does not have a grip. So that is perfect for Colehot. Does give him a bit of that breathing room just to put Chills away from him for a moment. Blind onto Cole. Drop it down a dome. This way you wish you had a knockback onto the DK. Does pick up a little bit of health here. Chills trying to stay in the dome as best possible. Gripping the Shaman back over to him with a quick stun. But the Shaman is very healthy right now. As Chills does need to get himself a bit more survivability. Cole does burn a wall here together with the Bulwark Totem. So he's got himself all the defenses used up really early on. Chilpa's looking for a bit of recovery. He still has IPF as well as AMS, which comes back so often that he always has it available versus Cole during key moments as he has it right here. Cole trying to get some counteraction damage going in. There's going to be big grip by Chills with a bit of a lockdown onto Cole. Might be just enough damage. Lassa just to walk away from the guy. Does have IPF to break out of it. Leap it away. Does he have a grip? He's just trying to see if he can back up out of there. Trying to survive, trying to heal, doesn't get anything. Got himself the ancestor healing him last second. Killing Totem, barely keeping him alive, but it's going to be big cleaves down by the Reaper's side with Ferda immediately jumping on Chills as soon as he gets him close enough. As a quick blind comes out, does begin to back away. This is where Ferna, I think, is going to want to try to commit all the damage to Chills, not give him a chance to catch up or whatever. Chills is going to try to buy himself as much time as possible. Chain of Ice against the Warrior, perfect. He can at least walk away. Warrior has a grip, or Warrior has a leap. He has a reflect. He has a charge, 2 of them in fact. So as long as you can get away as soon as the leap or charge comes out, and then you can go for a quick blind, kind of similar to like a mage, right? You basically have to play a pseudo mage as the Death Knight, where he charges you, quick blind, walk away from him, hit him with a slow. He leaps in, walk away in the other direction, immediately chain of ice. He stuns you. If you have IBF for it to break out of it, you keep moving. That could help too. But Chupa's got a bit of damage. AMS available. You got to be very careful with his defenses and offenses. His Ferna is a lot better. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say Ferna is a lot better at being able to heal while in combat, but that Reaper sight and the buffs towards the rework they got for Death Reaper's Mark or Death Bringer, that is a significant rework. That is a significant bit of damage increases. They nerfed it, but it's still very effective compared to what it was. Mortal Coil running him out of the dome into a stun incinerate. I think Dia just has him. Oh my goodness. Yeah, a Death Knight can survive for quite a while. You can definitely kite out the enemy team for a huge bit of time. But you can also die as easy as that. With Dia, immediately hit him with a Mortal Coil, quick bolt, stun, another incinerate, conflict at the end, and that's it. So you can either live forever, but also die in a split second at the same time. That is just the plight of a Frost DK. We got Conan, we got ourselves Unholy, we got Brandon in the back, as well as Bob. Who's going to be next? I think they're still trying to figure out who's going to be first, who's going to be last. I don't know if they did the order or anything. But Dia is waiting. Dampening is at 19%. This way, if you want to go, if you're a healing class in particular, or lack of healing like a Holy DK, you better go immediately. You better go as soon as possible. Who is next? Who's next? Only thing I have to accept the quest that said he gives you the buff. Yeah. In World PvP, yeah, it's still worth it. It's still worth it, but you do, if you are trying to go for rep, you will probably want to switch around who you end up getting a rep from if you're trying to get all of them. But yeah, if you're just World PvP and ask ahead in particular, yeah, that buff is nice. Actually, I guess everywhere, honestly, because it does work anywhere in Kazakar. Lead by Conan does get a full stun onto Dia, trying to see if you can avoid the succubus as best as possible. Reflect is up in case there's going to be CC like a Mortal Coil. And the Succubus, I think he delayed. Yeah, he delayed the Succubus EC. Big Soulfire loaded up. Trinket out of Conan, though, just so you can charge out a Dia. Full burst and everything available. Dia also gets a burst of its own. Does go for the Trinket. Mortal, that is why you trinketed. Because you got yourself a proper setup. Stun, but a charge comes through. Wait, hold on. You can stun, but he'll still keep on charging to you. That is kind of nuts. Does reflect. Able to break out of it very, very quickly. I think, in fact, the Succubus might have reflected instead. Big board out of Dia. Trying to keep himself very, very healthy. Backing away from Conan. Conan got a bit of a bleed on the guy with his stun. Finally able to almost close the gap. But the Succubus stops it. That Incinerate, I think, might be the enemy. Picking up a heal last second. Does Dia have enough to finish this here? Does get interrupted. Couple Incinerates may just do it. Infernal coming down. Having to send a full Infernal versus Conan means you want to have it later. Chaos Bolt, not enough to take down Conan. Does have an extra demon summon. That demon does not attack, but the Infernal and the conflagration put together does do just enough damage. Who's next? Some of you, one of you guys got to figure it out, man. Is it going to be Unholy? Are they waiting for Bob? Wait, Bob and Brand are just hanging out. They're just waiting. They're just hanging out together. They're chilling. They're looking at him like, hey, you go? You're going. Just everybody zoomed in there, but just hanging out. I don't know, some about it looks hilarious. As Dia trying to see if he can get himself another angle versus Unholy. Trinket in middle out of the second BCC. Does get AMS. I think Dia, he did not use a Mortal Coil there, did he? Looks like it is selling cooldown for, at least on the UI. It looked like you sent something at him. I'm not sure what. You are, Unholy Crypt does get to summon up quite an army of undeads all to surround Dia. Dia does press the wall as well as Dark back there, so that's every defensive against the entire army of the undeads. Will not have any more big defenses. Once you use that wall, that's kind of like your biggest defensive available. Getting a quick CC onto Unholy does not really get a lot of damage on him. Is able to at least dot him up a little bit as Unholy sending up even more undeads by his side. It's going to be a freshly Syad for Dia. But Dia got to be very, very careful. Not having a wall does not give you any more of the safety net anymore that you can usually work with. Mortal Coil, Fury immediately onto Unholy. Does go for a bolt. Shadow Fury does not get to connect. That is AMS is going to be able to stop a lot of it. AMS still holding on strong into a reflect, so you can't even grip him back. It's going to be a big old hit. Carol Holy Crypt not in a great spot. Just being out there for a few seconds out in the open away from a pillar allows a Warlock just to punish you so greatly. With a full silence, Trinket out for Dia, got himself a port. Has a gate in case he wants to use it. I don't know if he can. Has going to have more great chasing after you, but as long as the Dark Pact stays, you're fine. This is going to be Unholy with barely any health left. That Succubus peeling away his defense little by little. That's going to stun by the pet very, very quickly. This is one more big cast. That's going to be a quick Incinerate at the end there. With Brand going to be up next versus Dia. Wall still not available. So for Brand, this is going to be as good of a setup here. For Dia, it's a question of, can you potentially win this? You do have Infernal, Mortal Coil, Reflect, so at least you can get yourself a decent go. Baran, if he is playing the full Lightning Shaman, that means he's going to have to do quite a bit of damage just from standing still and casting. So I could give an opportunity to at least get behind the pillar or at ACC, or catch him with a quick Succubus. Reflect up immediately for Brand in case he goes in for those big zaps. He is able to wait out until Reflect is gone. It is going to be a Mortal Coil Fury combo stun onto Brand with the Soulfire right after. Mad damage onto Brand. He does get himself a shield totem, but is barely keeping him alive. Wall is available. And so far, Dia has been able to punish him with a big combo wombo. Brand got him some movement while casting. He hasn't got to start healing himself or still zapping some of these pets. He definitely needs to get himself a proper big go versus Dia. Trying to get those lightning bolts in. He's got himself the Earth Shocks. Quick Fear by Dia does rotate into an Earth Elemental to get a stun. Trying to go for big Tempest. Mad damage from the Tempest. Dia trying to see if he can escape it. Swap into Fall Hunter to at least stop a lot of his casts. The Succubus pet was not going to be enough there. He does need to get a proper interrupt on some of his casts. Lightning last one, interrupted. Bolt right after. Just needs a conflagration. Does take it. Barely though. Wall not up into 30 seconds. And that's a full-on Feral barreling down right at you. Full bleeds, everything available. Mortal Coil for Dia, because he does not sit in stuns too long anymore. Well, after all those DRs, yeah, just goes down. There ain't much you could really do. Vandalorianu? Vendi is going to be up next. I love this set, dude. This is Boris on his Hunter. Try to see if you can go for a little bit of that turret trap away from Big Bob. Bob with a wall in card. This is the most amount of defense and the most amount of damage available. Big bites into Vendy. If you can put some bleeds on the guy, you'll be golden. But look at that entire zoo chasing after you. All of those pets. For Vendy, he does need to get the line of sight onto Bob in order to get those kill commands. It does get those kill commands around the corner. That is why he's going to get a lot of the damage is from kill commands, but he needs a line of sight. Those pets just doing auto attacks into Bob. In most cases, they're just not enough to take him out on their own. And does just take him out there. He got a couple of those skill commands that he needed. And that's going to be Die picking up 4. Well done, well done. That is well done. That was a lot of damage, dude. That was a ton. I think for Die, he did get some really, really good matchups in order to potentially go for 4 there. But against the Pharaoh at the end, there's just no shot. There's just no way without a wall or anything, man. Let's get us another one going. Chills as well as Boris. Let me know when you guys are both ready. So ready? Beautiful. GG's gotta go. Oh, Chill's gotta go. So whoever's lead on Team Chills, invite me. Or whoever's got lead on that team. Toss me an invite. We're gonna need to get somebody to take place of Chills. But yeah. Let me see if I can do this. Is it Conan? There we go. So we're gonna need 2 more for this team. Nice. Okay, cool. So we'll need 2 more. Beautiful. Pass me lead. Beautiful. And we're gonna list that under. We do need a couple more bodies. If you guys want to join us, you're more than welcome to. 2 more are needed for Team Conan, and we'll queue it from there. Because Boris still got a group and all that. That was awesome. Haven't lost a single duel since the last patch, so I don't really need it. Just got a cheese. Oh, the buff. Yeah, what is it? The general buff. That's up to you, honestly. Psycho, I do, man. Yo, shadow priests are popping off, by the way. Hell yeah. Well, that's a price I have to pay. It's up to you, man. It's up to you, buff monks. What's up, Taco? They did kind of sort of buff monks a little bit with the, what is it? The Shadow Pen playstyle and some of their abilities, like Blackout Kick got more damage, and so did the Flare of Zoan. Did you see that? How you doing, by the way? Although I think all those changes for monks, pretty sure they're kind of like, they fixed a bug that caused them to do a bit too much damage. But once they fixed the bug, they buffed the abilities that were supposed to be buffed by the talent. I think it was a Blackout Kick specifically. So it's kind of like a net neutral. But from what I hear, the Shadow Pain thing is a quality of life. It's a big upgrade. Not near enough. Brew is still horrible. Wait, Brewmaster monks? In PvP? I mean, when is the last time Brewmaster's been good in PvP? There's probably one expansion, right? At least one season where they were kind of doing some nutty stuff. I don't find out a multi-core, unfortunately. Philip, are you NA or EU? That is the question. That would be my next question, actually. Because on Fridays, we do duels over on the EU, but Saturday is duels over in the NA region. So there's a good chance you, looking in the wrong region. You know what I mean? PvE? Where are Brewmasters for PvE, actually? They were looking real good on the beta, but yeah, they got a C tier with a blood DK. That is not good. That's not good. That's not good to see. Oh no. Oh yeah, that is not good. I guess the question would be, what is their current issue? Because if it's defenses, man, they did get buffed up a lot on the beta. Like, they originally had very little armor compared to some of the other tanks that generally have the lowest armor compared to all tanks, even demon hunters. So they just take naturally more damage, but their staggers like how they deal with that damage. That being said, the amount of damage they take is always spiky, and they have to go self-healing builds. So then they ended up buffing the armor, buffing their stagger, just buffing their passive sustainability, passive survivability, and they made it better, but I guess it's still not enough. Next Friday, Philip? Yeah, next Friday. Next phase it? Yeah, next Friday, my man. There's a lot of magic damage in the Brewmaster's dog water against that. They did buff up the damage. Kelly? Yo, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Kellite? I guess call it Kellite. That'll work. Alrighty, I will make Conan lead for this one. And we should be good to go. Do you have Conan here? I do. Can I move them? No, I can't. Okay, we'll do it like this. Conan is, what am I doing? Conan is promote to raid lead, and then I right click and leave party. I almost made an oopsie doopsie. Conan, did I spell it right? Yeah, I did. It's like, Dal, what do you mean that I spell it right? How do you make a mistake with Conan? You know what? I know my brain. My brain is dumb. My brain big dumb. So you know what? Let me just double check my homework before I post it, okay? Okay? Can I just avoid some embarrassment by double checking myself? Let my brain think for a minute here. Trust me, I need it. I need it. Whereas the lowest HP and they're healer dependent. That it looked like they were trying to make him less healer dependent in during beta, but I guess maybe like the buffs are not enough for competitiveness of like pushing keys. They were really good for 10s back in the beta. I don't know if they nerfed them anymore or whatever. Yeah, I really do hope they end up buffing tanks about, so they're very, very even to one another in terms of like Mythic Plus survivability. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, people just want to push, but they just want to play their favorite class. They don't want to have to switch to like the meta to push. I feel like it's fine to have one class be like tippity top best in slot, but like all of them should be a lot closer. I do agree with that. Good switch. We got ourselves Bob over for the team. One. Look at him slow walking out of here. I love it. Again, why does the camera center around his belly? Kelly is gonna be, I think it's Kelly, right? Kelly, I'm gonna call Kelly. Gonna be first up versus Vendy. Got himself full Wake of Ashes. It looks like they are playing the hammer build potentially, not a Herald of the Sun. As Vendy backing up out of there immediately, he's just gonna go for the full chitin spree. Kelly is gonna get hit with a stun. Has a trinket, doesn't use it just yet. Plays the normal dwarf. The Dark Iron? I feel like almost all pallies I see are usually Dark Iron dwarves in most cases. Kind of wild. As Vanda trying to see if he can back away from Kelly. Got himself full shield of energy, so right now you got yourself a little bit of defense. Mainly to use the wall. Actually, the wall was used. That's gonna go for a juke. Oh, the jukes and this against Kelly. Might be looking for a potential immunity here, where Vandy trying to actually create some line of sight away from Kelly. Does go for. Wait, heal? He didn't immune. He healed himself somehow. Wait, what was that heal? Hold on a second. What was that heal? Actually, just stopped himself without laying hands or anything. Vandy trying to see if he can back away from Kelly. Does land a stun in line of sight. What Vandy really needs to do is get line of sight on Kelly. But if you're line of sight of a paladin, they're just going to hammer you from a distance. Dust burn a turtle for the bubble. Kelly able to at least go for a little bit of that recovery. Is it supposed to be Kelite? Kelite? I'm going to call it Kelly. I'm just going to call it Kelly. As Vendy backing up out of there, Vendy is just trying to figure out a way out of the situation because he needs line of sight of Kelly, which means he's going to take damage like from a big hammer. Wait a second. Oh. Did Kelly just save? Because Kelly had the opportunity early on to use the hammer, but I think they literally saved it up until like a perfect lockdown just to make sure it is perfect. Perfect. Backing up out of this furnace, trying to go in. I love your set, by the way. That helm with the shoulders, that full red, that looks sick. Hold on a second. I look so good. Kelly with a Blessing of Saint in case there's a stun by the warrior. Is going to go for Blessing of Protection. Fernand does not have a way to break out of it. Is going to just have to play defensively. But this is where you're under a ton of pressure. All those hammers flying out. Kelly might just have him in a perfect position. Blind onto Fernand. Does not have a second blind to follow up with the Searing Glare, but has plenty of damage. Fernand finally able to catch up a little bit of survivability with Enraged Regen. But Kelly backing up out of it completely. As long as you stay away from the Enraged Regen, you kind of deny a lot of that self-healing for Fernand. He is trying to pick up whatever health he can. In fact, he kind of wants to stay next to Kelly at all times as long as wings aren't available, because this way you get a lot of healing for Bloodthirst. As other heals, big Wake of Ashes, potentially big hammer. Verda, oh, Kelly's just perfect with those hammer lockdowns. Just make sure to get a proper stun, get a hammer, just to make sure the damage sticks. That is so good as you picking up a little bit of that self-healing. The Murloc Mog, dude, that Murloc Mog is goated. That thing is insane. Kelly trying to see if he can charge over to Nell, full stun, does get to avoid the Lunar Shower back there. It's going to be walled together with Shield of Vengeance. That's a lot of defenses used up here, all within, say, minute. And now just trying to see if he can pick away at Kelly in terms of their overall defense from a distance. Does charge in for Coordinate Assault. Kelly does not have immunities. May need to go for Lay on Hands here. Technically still has Lay on Hands. Do they have enough to survive this? Hold on! They just stayed super aggro and almost just dropped Nell, but he just kept on with it. Conan charging in. It's going to be Reflect. Turtle Shell immediately for Nelf. Got him some medic bandages to recover. Conan maybe can at least turn attention on the pet. Does get knocked off the platform. Leaping back in with the freezing trap waiting for him. This is where you wish you had the freezing trap Reflect, huh? As Nelf, I think is going to try to see if he can, get a full camo and reset. Binding shut down. As long as he can get his pet away from Conan, then nothing should be able to break him out of stealth. And that's going to be some easy recovery for him. Conan marked up. It's not like he has stealth or anything to work with. But for now, at the very least, you will always have a very, very solid opener trap. Immediately eating it as soon as he picks up some of the, the eye, grenades, explosive shot. Does get himself that good opener that Nelf was looking for. Try to go for that lunar storm, which now has a bird flying in circles, which looks really cool. I actually like the way that it looks, just how it flies now. Actually, it has some animations of movement that just stands there, just hovering. Stun onto, not stun. What is it? Not stun. It was harpoon with the, what was it? Chimeric? I think it was Chimeric. I saw that icon, I was like, Stormbolt. No, wait, no. The traps around the corner. Wait, so far Conan has not been able to touch Nelf at all. He's either getting knocked around the traps, or getting rooted in place, or getting hit with a Chimeric. Does finally get around with the stomp, but a freezing trap stops him. Oh no. As Nelf tries to see if he can get around, does throw in the grenade, stun around the corner, just trying to see if he can establish full perfect control over Conan. And that's exactly what the Hunter is trying to achieve, is full perfect control. Conan, quick fear on the pet as well as the Hunter, finally going in for some burst damage with a bit of the bleed. Nelf also going with a butcher bleed. Harpoon to Conan, just trying to see if he can back up out of there, letting that rot dot damage go for it, and it's going to be a knock as he gets himself a full lockdown onto Nelf with a charge. There goes a freezing trap as he gets himself a bit of damage. Nelf is just trying to see if he can play and stay in control, just bleed out Conan as best as possible. And that is exactly what he should be doing the entire time. Does get himself a grenade thrown in. Another, Chimeric shot with a root off of that stun. Trying to keep Conan in place, letting the bird pelt him down. Does gives us a freezing shot for him. But at the very least, Nelf, I think he might just take it. I feel like Conan can just always turn around. With a Fury Warrior, if you get locked down on a bad stun, it's just over. You get locked down, full burst, avatar, Odin's Fury, everything at once. It's just a big burst fiesta. But he's able to go for a little bit of survivability just because he doesn't want to get bursted down. For Conan, that's also full recovery. When you're not attacking him, the second wind, keeping him alive. So for Nelf, it's just a full reset with Conan. And it feels like he probably decided, you know what, I need that reset. I need that redo. Conan's still going in to pick up the eyes. I don't think he really needs to. I think he's trying to see if he can bait. Yeah, try to bait him to get himself a full leap. Stormbolt does go for feint death for a second. Trinket, freezing trap. Conan breaks out of it with a trinket of his own. Got himself a reflect. Should be able to blaze storm out of the binding shot. But Nelf does try to see if he can get past him. Yet another charge for the Warrior of Fear as Nelf tried to see if he can back up out of it. Does have himself a full wall available. Got himself even more damage. Conan just needs to stay on top of Nelf and just keep the damage rolling. Nelf just trying to see if he can dot him up. Knocking him back. Yet another charge. But he does have a turtle for the shockwave. Conan needs to pick up a little bit of health. He does have a little muskrat pet attacking him at all times, so you can start bloodthirsty from that thing. Quick medic bandage for Nelf. Does get himself even more traps under Conan with yet another grenade, as well as the bird attacking him yet again. My goodness, so far it's actually still a close match. Conan trying to see if he can get around. Does get a charge, feint death for a second. Does go for a bolt. Is that going to be enough damage? Got him to reflect so you can't freeze and trap him. Scatter for a second. Gets a full set of bleeds on Chanel. It's going to be a stun. Leaping in with a flanker strike. Got him to a butcher and bleed. But it's just a dot damage. Conan does have some massive defensive. Just he needs to get back over to Nelf. And he might be able to take it. There is a trap waiting around the corner. Most likely a freezing trap. If it goes left, reflect. If you reflect the freezing trap, no, it's a charge trap. Wait, that's perfect. He knows that the other trap has to... Okay, it can actually be a freezing trap or a knockback trap. Does go for knockback. So next trap is a freezing trap. So if he goes in for reflect, it might take it. Stun out of Nelf. Grenades to follow. Yet another grenade. Conan still barely surviving. Full burst out of Nelf. Hold on a second. Does him so reflect. Kids is a freezing trap. Does charge him. Oh, to a kill shot. Oh, that was a lot of back and forth. There was Synchro charging in next. This is going to be all those traps surrounding the pillar, or rather the boxes. I guess it's a pillar, right? It's a pillar. It's a pillar. Box pillar. Box fort. With a torch over there. Actually, I guess if you use imagination, it is pretty close to a box fort. A Synchro? Are you are Archon. Archon is not finding the stealthy, does it? Yeah, at some point Halo used to find stealthies. I wonder if they maybe should change it with Archon Shadow Priest, maybe where it should. It will hit stealthies. just to make that whole playstyle a little bit better. Quick fear onto Nelf, does go for the silence. Nelf is going to have to go for the dot-based gameplay. At the very least, it is a Shadow Priest, so you can easily evade him. Cannot remove those dots though, so for Cycro, if you can get some of those dots, he should be able to get at least some passive damage with the Nelf. And Nelf is trying to go for some dot damage of his own just to keep Cycro away. You gotta start finding a way to stop his healing. 44% dampening is gonna make things tougher. If you can get a Mortal Strike by your pet, that's also gonna reduce a lot of that self-healing. And Cycro with a trinket. As long as Nelf can put up dots on the guy, he will be able to kite him out. But he won't be able to, I think, unless the game goes into really high dampening, I think the healing of Cycro is going to be able to deal with the dot damage of Nelf. At some point, he might decide to commit some burst there. Got himself a butchery full of burst. Grenades, it's actually kind of ramping up a little bit. That dot damage is actually doing quite a bit. Breathing jump for just a moment, trying to see if he can get himself a little bit of line of sight. Get another trap at the ready, got his pet over there and everything. But Cycro, he's just not going to be able to catch Nelf. He could technically out-heal those damage, but he is not going to have an easy time catching Nelf. Because he needs to find a way to get a proper fear on Nelf into a stun lockdown, get a couple of those flays in there too. So for him, he's actually not in a great spot when it comes to just dealing with a hunter. As a Shadow Priest, this is definitely one of the worst matchups. And the only thing you can do is let the hunter come to you, then fear him, then stun him, and then go for your full burst. But Nelf, I don't know if he's ever going to get in melee without like a pet stun to lock down Cycro. So the only thing you can do is maybe quick stun, hold on, as long as you don't get hit with the biting shot. Halo, trying to get a proper go. Maybe fear, disperse instead, hold on, this could be okay. If you follow with the fear after this, he don't ONYXIA. You try not to let you just fury him. Maybe you could go for a bit of healing. Fade is another way you could maybe bypass those traps, but it's not easy. Trying to predict what trap is going to be, not easy at all. He is whittling him out little by little. Finally got a proper fear. Maybe it could be potentially a moment of free burst. I don't know if he's ever used Halo so far. I don't think he ever actually been able to finish Halo at the end, but now does whittle him out. Yeah, that is not an easy matchup, because the whole time the hunter is just going to rip you apart little by little, piecemeal when it comes to your overall health. Just gonna bleed you out or bleed you dry. So you have to find a moment to catch him in the stun, full burst, get those dots, get the full channel of the big flay insanities, or just outlive him. But at this high dampening, yeah, it's just one of those games where Nelf, which is gonna play it slow and steady, he was gonna win it. Versus Big Bob, however, it is gonna be a tough matchup. He technically has a way to remove those bleeds if Big Bob really gets the big feral frenzy and all those big rotting bleeds on him. But the dot damage that the feral can do is so much higher than that of a hunter. Technically, you still can play and still burst him down and whittle him out little by little, but it's not going to be as easy. Does eat a freezing trap. If Nelf can get himself an angle, get himself a couple traps to run the corner in case the feral going to rush after him. It is a knockback. Hold on, maybe a stun. Does he go for a pet stun? Doesn't have a pet stun. Blades are up right now onto Hunter. Bob does get stunned up, or at least trying to avoid getting stunned up. That is going to be rude for a second. Does get stunned up. Full burst out of Nelf. Does go for the trinket. Wall available for the feral druid. So this is going to be the most amount of defense he's got. He's got to get the damage in. That's going to be the big, the many benefits for Nelf to remove some of those bleeds. But Bob did not use feral frenzy. So this is going to be his most amount of bleeds still available. And Nelf won't have an answer for it. Bob is taking quite a bit of damage on health, though. He's going to have to go bear form. Hard in the wild. Looking for the recovery. But a stun around the corner. And Nelf is just trying to see if he can get himself an angle. Throwing grenades. Harpoon for a second. Into a butcher and maim. Perfect opportunity for you to get the full bleeds. This could be maybe how he wins it. Full bleeds on Nelf. I don't know if he lives it. Does get himself a wall. He needs to end this druid right now. Trying to see if he can go for it. Does get the kill shot. Oh, this is where Bob, I think, should have just ran. Because I think with the bleeds, Nelf would have just died. I think with the bleeds, he still dies, right? He gets pretty close. Manic Benedict removes him. That's so rough. Brand trying to see if he can get back over there, but Nelf is going to have his totems getting grenaded. But Nelf just does not have a lot of opportunity here for self-kill. And Brandon with a flame shock, yeah, it's over. Light Lasso, Shadow melted it. Charging in, trying to make some whatever damage he can. Brandon just trying to go for what Instant Cast has got. Hold on a second. Hunter? Wall? Does he have no bleeds? No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. What is this? Dude, Survival Hunter dot damage build. It's pretty strong. It's not as... I don't think it's as exciting to watch as like the full bursty version of Survival, but it's still damage. You can definitely control the fight, bleed the other guy out with the grenades, with that butchery bleed, all of your poisons, all of those things, and not let him go anywhere. It is pretty strong. Let's get another one going. Yo, Boris and Conan, let me know when your boys are both ready. We'll get another one up and running. Amazing duels. That was fun. Crown Pros. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It is not easy for a warrior in that case. I guess maybe not arena either. Get rid of the mythics right now. Are you done for the night? I think Diabolical will create a group. Cool. Neat. We're gonna try to see if we can get him going then, yeah? Try to see if we can continue these up. But yeah, go ahead, my guy. Go ahead, my man. Daya! Do I have you added in reality? I'm pretty sure I do, right? Pretty sure I have Daya added. But, yeah. Let me see if we can find you. Daya, whoever's gonna be lead. You can toss me an invite if you want me to, like, take over the group. But yeah. That was, interesting, though. That bleed damage for survival. I wonder if you could, like... I wonder if you're gonna play a full bleed build for survival, if it's better at that point to go pack leader. Because Sentinel still does a lot of this, like, damage around the pillar. I just logged off too. Oh, did he? Oh, no. I guess the group ended then. I'll try to see if I can start a second group over for the Team NA. Yeah, so everybody who were in Team Boars just now, I'm gonna try to see if I can restart that group. So Team Coden, stay as you are. Hopefully everybody's still there. But if you were in Team Boars just now, I have a group restarted, so if you want to join back in for more duels, we'll try to see if we can reform that group together really quickly. I'm done for the night too, and I don't have me added. Oh, dude, I still gotta add you then. Yeah, Dalaran hashtag 1340 if you want to add me. I feel like you join these duels so often. I'd love to have you added in real ID, man. But yeah, we'll do this. We'll try to see if we can make a second group again. But without Boris and Daya, I don't know if we'll have Flex is still around. If we can pick up a couple more bodies, that group technically could still be reformed. Well, we'll try. We'll give it a shot, boys. We'll give it a shot. So if you want to join that group, if you're with Team Boris and you want to still continue doing duels, I got the group listed. I'm the multicore 5V5 1V1 DUELS. You guys are more than welcome to join back in. We'll give it a shot. We'll give it like a couple of minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so. See if the group reforms. Otherwise, we could always call it early, but we'll give it a best shot, yeah? Oh, man. A bad brew is healer dependent. Oh, is that what you meant? A bad brew? I just read that as brew is healer dependent. Is there good brews? I guess there's like what, Equinox is like the only brewmaster out there right now. Or maybe there's more, but like the only name I know is brewmasters that do keys and whatever is like Equinox. But let me actually see if brewmasters that far behind on like. I guess Red.io wouldn't really give us all the information, but it'll give us some information. Out of all the popular tanks. Oh, okay, so they got like keys set up with like 12 and up, 13 and up, 14 and up, 16 and up. Okay, cool. So you can actually see like what's popular. Resto Shaman is still incredibly popular, man. Very, very popular. Assassin Rogue, Red Pally, Monks. I guess I could do it on tanks, right? Yeah, there's not a lot of brewmasters for like 12 and up. 13 and up? Yeah, they just get smaller and smaller. There's a lot of warriors for 13 and up. 14, 15 and up. 15 is where it gets really, really scary. There is 4 brewmasters compared to like 89 prop warriors. Crazy. That's rough, man. Disc Beasts are doing well apparently. Oh, Disc Beasts are doing really good apparently as a M+ healer. Wow. Warrior, Guardian, Prot, Pally apparently is doing pretty good. But there's a lot of warriors though. Warriors and paladins, there's a lot of them. Bear's really, really good too. Bear and Vengers are basically dueling at this point. Yeah. Sad to see there's not that many brewmasters. Out of the healers, it still looks like there's an incredible amount of Resto Shamans, but the Disc Beast is like second most popular, which is pretty neat. They're also getting buffed up in like their Oracle playstyle, so I guess it's only gonna make them better. That's gonna be nice. Melee DPS. Outlaw and Assassin are very, very close to each other. It still looks like there's more Sass, but there's very, very close to one another. Lots of frost, like an insane amount of frost DKs. Doesn't matter how much you nerf them. Enhanced Shaman is a lot more popular than Ellie. Still. Yeah, it's kind of nuts. And range DPS, it is a lot of Ogs. Ogs. Ellie Shaman is pretty popular though. Frost Mage is popular. Not a lot of Warlocks, not a lot of Boomkins. Barely any Priest and barely any Marksmanships. Kind of wild. I can take on anyone. Sounds good, my guy. More can join us. I'll return and push as brew when Hot Shrub. Yo, Hot Shrub would actually do it. Yeah, if Hot Shrub came back to the game, that actually I think would make Brewmasters insane. Because then you could just play like a very defensive build that's all about managing stagger. And as you shed stagger, it like does fire damage to everything around you, or like nature damage, doesn't it? So that's gonna give them insane amount of damage just because they're playing super defensive. It's all about shedding that stagger. Removing the stagger damage as efficiently as possible. That's what Master of Harmony should have been. You know, I think what they were trying to do with Master of Harmony, they probably thought like the maybe they still could do it because they tried it to the Celestial Brew and the Jade tea or Thunder Focus tea, but they tried it to like the brews, right? The tea and the brew for either of the two specs. I guess they could rework the ability of like when you pop Celestial. I guess they could, yeah, no, they still could rework it. They still could do the whole like you get double the Celestial Brew for Brewmaster, right? 2 stacks of those. But then make it so that when you drink the other brew to remove the stagger, that could be like the Hot Shrub effect. Yeah. Yeah, they could just probably replace it and like take one of the towns that nobody ever takes. Hopefully not a choice node that is a damage node, and just replace it with Hot Shrub. Yeah, they could probably make that happen. They probably could, because there's not a lot of monks that even play that, dude, do they? Yeah, sounds good, Conan. Sounds good, man. We'll keep the group up in there. Try to see if we can reform. If we can reform a group in like 10-15 minutes, we could just call it early, dude. I have a lot of projects to work on anyway, so it will work out for me. U.GG is, I've heard like mixed things about U.GG in terms of like popularity of the website, or like how accurate it is, but it does have a pretty good idea of like, at least it gives like a good idea of like what is popular in terms of like keys, in terms of like hero specs, like Deathbringer, File DK, very popular pick. For instance, Scale Commander, Templar Paladin, Deathstalker Rogue, that's all agreeable. Sunfear for some reason is A tier. I'm surprised. The whole tier ranking is probably not that accurate, but Frostfire, Fire Mage, I can see that. Trickster, Outlaw, I can totally see that. Eldraken, Reaver, Soul Harvester, Warlock, there's a Demonology, Flame Shaper, Dev, like not a lot of people play Flame Shaper, Dev. Elune Chosen, which I thought Elune Chosen was really good. Wildstalker, Deathstalker, I mean that one I could believe with Rogues at least, so I know that's accurate. But like you can see like what are some of the lesser played ones, and with tanks in the C tier, Druid of the Claw, Colossus Warrior. Apparently Shadowpan and Master Harmony are both in B tier. In popularity are like kind of sort of close to each other, but it looks like most people are still Shadowpan. I consider it like this, right? Ranking in popularity. Yeah, that's like the only website we really have, honestly. I think Halo used to find stealthies back in Warlords General. Might have been back in WoD. I was playing Rogue and I thought it was OP. They also had a better ability because it was on the same row of like, it was Halo, Divine Star, and Cascade, and every priest back then played Cascade. I'm pretty sure. It was either Legion or WoD, but it would like Cascade, this holy thing that would bounce, and it did a lot of damage the more bounces it got. It was really strong. Cascade was insane. That's all I remember. That's all I remember. It overshadowed the other two options. As for healers, it has like some sometimes it has some like rank 1 or S tier stuff. It does some weird tier ranking for like S tier for classes. Like Void Weaver Disc is really popular in S tier, but it has like an 8.9 popularity. Like how the hell does it calculate it? Or like it has Flame Shaper in A, but there's 0.1, right? Like the popularity. You know what I mean? I guess all of them are like A, but why is Wildstalker in C when the tech has more popularity? You know what I mean? Like how does it determine all these things? I can't tell. I can't tell. The HBS also is a weird one. It's like it's so different depending on the key. It's so key dependent. So it's like I don't know if this weapon is actually good or not. You know what I mean? Like technically, Master Harmony Mistweavers, it says it's like in the A tier. But like what I do like about this website is like if you are trying to make a build and you are trying to play something that's like off meta, finding at least a talent build that plays into, well, I guess it's not accurate here, is it? Actually, I don't think U.GG is accurate because this is no longer a talent thing for monks anymore. So I don't think it actually has accurate talent builds whatsoever. Never mind. So any good praise I give to u.gg, I think I want to take it back. I don't know if it's accurate at all. Are we going to continue? I'm trying to see if we can reform groups together real quickly. I'll give it a bit of time. Otherwise, I think I literally whispered to everybody that I know on the NA that's usually joined these duels for on the regular. We also did do a bunch of them over on EU too. Because I whispered Seaward, but he hasn't responded me back. Gaia is an M+ guy, so he hasn't joined these duels ever. Basic doesn't normally join them. I whispered Hellrock too. Caneric. Oh wait, Caneric is the pally? I didn't even realize that was Caneric. Hold on a second. I didn't realize that was my boy Caneric. Hold on a second. I know that guy. Hold on. Kevin, technically I could try to get Kevin, but we'll need to get a whole new team together. So it would take us a bit of time. But yeah. And Flexing looks like he's on Flex Bites and he's doing some of these old stuff. Yeah. Tank is technical on, but he hasn't joined these in a while. He's like, yo, Pharaohs, I'm out. So yeah, we'll try to give it a couple more minutes. If we got any interest, we'll keep going. Otherwise, we might call it here. We'll see, we'll see. They're broken about Outlaw for a bit. What was broken about Outlaw? So Outlaw had this bug where you would basically, I guess I could say it, right, because they fixed it, but you would spec into Trickster and you'll like do a couple of eviscerates on a trade dummy until you get a coup de grace buff. It's like a capstone thing. It makes your next eviscerate become this like multi-combat ability where you do this little dance and it's like a 3-part, 4-part eviscerate attack. And you would just slap a critter with it. Critter would die so hard, you never get to cash in those combo points that coup de grace would do. And coup de grace is like a weird changed version of a dispatch. And somehow it would just like save the fact that you are trying to use like 5 extra combo points into a dispatch. And would just for some reason just like remember that. And would just stay with you. So you would hit a critter with it while coup de grace buff is up. You instantly kill the critter without really spending those full combo points in the whole animation. And the game would just save it for some reason in its memory. And you would switch over back to Fate Bound, the coin flip rogue, which is like what everybody plays. And every time you played with Between the Eyes and Crack Shot while on stealth, you basically every time you're Between the Eyes, you also do a free dispatch. Because of the Trickster saving that 5 extra combo point thing, it basically would make it so anytime you use the finisher, it just added 5 combo points to your finisher at all times. And Outlaw Rogues have a thing whenever you spend at least 5 combo points on the finisher, you refund back 1 combo point. So you basically would just stop building combo points and you would either use Between the Eyes in stealth, which would also dispatch for free, which would give you back a combo point, and you could spam Between the Eyes as like a constant finisher. Or when you're out of stealth, you just spam and dispatch because you always refund a combo point. You always can then use the finisher, and anytime you use the finisher, it just spends 5 combo points for free. So it's always a 6 combo point finisher. So then you just like, you basically never had to build combo points and you can just spam finishers. The thing is, when you spam in finishers as an Outlaw Rogue, they do the most amount of damage for you. Not only that, but also it plays around the cooldown reduction mechanic where as you spend combo points into a finisher, you get Adrenaline Rush back quicker, Sprint back quicker, Vanish for crack shots quicker, Grapple Hook, and a bunch of other buffs back quicker. So you basically had perma uptime on Adrenaline Rush, like 100%. Normally it's already pretty high. Normally Adrenaline Rush has like a between 80 to 90% uptime, which is pretty normal, but 100% is crazy because it means you have buff uptime crazy. And since you're constantly using dispatches, whether as a finisher or out of crack shot, which is free dispatch, you'll always have a chance to roll a roll the bones buff you don't have normally. So you basically, every single time you press a finisher, you're basically always rolling for random buffs, and you can basically have a 5 buff combo up almost all the time. Those buffs are there for like 8 seconds at a time, but like with how often you spam and dispatch, or Between the Eyes, which gets a free dispatch, you almost have a 6 buff all the time for the entire encounter. So you were just doing ludicrous damage, constantly buffed up, doing like 3 million damage at all times as a baseline passive. Since it's not a bursty spec, you're a passive damage spec, but you were doing 3 million damage passively. So it is a wild. It's not like you spiked up to 3 million in burst and then squared down, but you're just a passive 3 mil the entire time. Yeah, so that was the bug, and players were abusing it to all degree in dungeons to nuke bosses incredibly quickly, and in raids. Like some bosses, some guilds had a hard time getting past some of the bosses, like Silken Court, for instance. But as soon as they got a couple of outlaw rogues, they were like, "Wow, guys, we finally did it! We were Nuremberg prog, yeah!" And then you look at the logs, and it's like, "Oh, you had an outlaw rogue doing like 6 million damage." Got it. Or some cases they're like, "Oh, just three outlaw rogues doing about 4 million." But it's everybody that hopped on the rogue ult, got a bit of gear from Mythic Plus, and then just threw them into the raid and then just nuked the boss. The bosses died incredibly quick. Yeah, no wonder all the M+Cs, yeah, all of them. Apparently Blizzard is going to be ripping out all of their accomplishments. And like the guilds, right? Because then it's a question of like, there's a lot of guilds that end up abusing the rogue buff. They got like, oh, hey, we have a warrior or like another melee that isn't like a raid buff. Basically, they had stacked as many rogues as they could as ults, got them the crappiest gear they could from like a heroic run over raid, and just threw them into the boss just because they were doing more damage than other classes, just to cheese the bosses and nuke them really quickly. So you have to do less mechanics, and the bosses die quicker, so you could skip phases. So there's a lot of guilds out there that technically because they're gonna ban or do something to the players, like suspensions or whatever. We don't exactly know what they're doing with them, but there's a lot of people wondering, like, hold on. Yeah, there's going to be some groups, like some rogues out there that cheesed it, but there's groups that do Mythic Plus that stack rogues. Should the groups be punished? Like, should the tank and the healer also be punished because they knew what they were doing? They knew who they were playing with. They weren't like, oh, wow, I had no idea there was 3 rogues in my group and all of them were bug abusing. Because it was like a well-known bug. Everybody knew that it existed. It went out there publicly instantly as soon as people found out. It was everywhere. Everybody knew it. It was on Rogue Discord, which is like the main place you go to. WoW had published an article, so like there's no reason nobody knew that it existed. Everybody were aware. So it's like, should that group, should that healer and the tanks in those groups be punished also? And then it's a question of, should the guilds that ended up abusing this rogue bug, because the guild itself was probably like, hey, yeah, go ahead, switch over to your rogue. We'll bring you in, we'll kill this boss really quickly. Should they also be punished? It's another one of the questions. Jordan, thank you so much for becoming a member. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you. We got a hashtag Jordan. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, bud. Yeah, 18 outlaw rogues to guardian just go W. Not that cheesy, but there were like groups that's like 3 stack, 4 stack rogues in Silken Court, which is like pretty cheesy because you don't need a decent number of range for that fight for mechanics, but rogues are doing just insane amount of damage. Brandon can't do much, but he can support a little. I appreciate you, Brandon. I appreciate you, my man. It was super fun watching you play, man. That Tempest is beautiful. Mwah. Hey, Dal, do you think the new Dynamount is pay to win? I saw a player buy bandages during an arena match. Wait, they saw a player mount up or buy bandages on the Dyna? Hold on, brutal. I got it, brutal. I'm a content creator for a while, so like, of course I get a brutal. But like mount up mid-arena and buy first a bandage. Kazo got bandages. I guess technically, yeah, that is kind of pay to win. But then again, like you can technically buy those bandages outside of arena, right? I guess it's kind of pay to win, but also not really, because you could always buy those bandages before you enter the arena. I don't know. If it was, well, like there was no way to access bandages, but on a Brutusor mount, that's the only way you can, I would be like, yeah, it's pay to win. But like, if you forget to buy bandages, like, it's just like, yeah, don't forget to buy bandages, you know, like, yeah, make sure you got all your consumables before you enter. I guess you could always like make an argument for it, I think, but at the same time, I'd say it's definitely pay to win if like you couldn't get access to bandages from normal auction house and only the Brute amount would let you get the auction house. Right? Or you can only access bandages only from Bruder. Like if Bruder had a special NPC that lets you get like these giga good bandages. But so yes and no. I don't think so. Auction house email, Zari did it. Zari did it? That's hilarious. That is funny. I don't think so. Or at least I wouldn't say. What is happening to Dornagal? Oh, someone stretched out super hard. What is that? That looks like maybe a weapon? I have no idea. Big stretch. That's funny. Tailors can make their own arenas. I think so. Yeah, I think it is just tailoring thing, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you have tailoring profession inside of the arena, you can always craft it. I could be wrong. Maybe you can't craft stuff within arena. Who knows? I have no idea what you can on craft. I assume you would be able to craft bandages, but like, I don't know if you can craft like gear inside of an arena or anything like that. That'd be funny. The person's saying if we can get it set up. Yeah, the hardest part is set up, but yo, I love this kind of builds, honestly. Like the builds that can just crank insane damage, even if it takes you like, you need a special setup, but the cranking damage is worth it. Definitely usually not a build that you would like be able to take into competitive content, but like in random BGs or like in lower rank like skirms or whatever, just to bomb somebody, just to obliterate somebody with a setup. Those are always fun. I had a lot of fun doing those back in Shadowlands because people had some really cheesy stuff where you could just one-shot somebody. But the setup, it was a lot to set up, but you could get a one-shot. It was so good. Definitely harder. I'm gonna try the next arena. Yeah, definitely give it a go and let me know, because now I'm interested just for like the sake of like testing. Yeah. But that is a good question. I don't know. I think it's up to the person. But yeah, the Brother Sword technically doesn't have like any items that you can get it only from Brother Sword and you can't get it anywhere else. So I don't feel like it's like pay to win. But like I said, like I feel like you can argue for it. I think you can just argue for it either way. But each is their own, right? I think we are gonna call the duels though, boys. I think we are gonna call the duels now that the two groups are kind of falling apart. Yeah. Now the two groups are kind of done for the night, I think we are going to call it and come back next week, do some more. We had a lot done over on the EU, so I guess it kind of sort of makes up for NA, but I do want to give you guys like a proper chance to properly play. But yeah. New patch. I imagine with some of the fixes coming out next week, I assume there's going to be maybe a little more interest because the bouncing. Was the bouncing now kind of cringe? Yeah, the bouncing has been all over the place. They're doing some changes. They're adjusting some things. Shamans are getting gutted pretty hard, so we'll see how that goes. Warriors and warlocks are getting buffed up, so that's probably going to be very nice. And I assume after all the changes coming up next week, maybe there's going to be just more class variety, because certain classes definitely do have an advantage, while others are just kind of like and not really doing as competitive right now. So that's something that they need to do better on, though. That's for sure. What's up, brother? What's up, Philip? How you doing, my man? We're just ending the stream here, actually. But yo, thank you boys so much for coming by. I appreciate you. You guys are wonderful. Beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. Super fun hanging out with every one of you. I'm gonna go and finish out some work, actually. I was starting on a project. I actually got a bunch of big projects on the way. Since it's 11:05 is here, right now is the best time to make a bunch of guides for 11:05 stuff, because there's a lot of things to talk about. But also, speaking of guides, I gotta get the rogue guides up and running. I technically have one of them done. I just gotta upload it, do all the backend stuff. But the updated guide, like written guide for assassination, it is up to date. It's all good, ready to go, all that good stuff. So if you're looking to play rogue, assassination guide for 11:05, all set, all good to go. I'm working on Outlaw one because Outlaw is doing really good right now. I'm gonna get Subtlety going probably last, just because it's not getting as much play as the other two. I want to do a Blackrock depths guide. That thing is still kind of busted strong, like the whole area. But me and my guild should be doing that, I think, over the weekend, so that should be a lot of fun. And yeah, there's a lot more stuff to take a look at as well. Hey, like Assassin? It's awesome, dude. Assassin is pumping. It's not that different, but like there's a little bit of build variety, because now you can play Subterfuge, and that's really fun. I like Subterfuge a lot. Just being able to bleed the world with garrotes and everything melts. Oh, it's satisfying, and you can actually properly do it now. The damage you got with longer uptime on Envenoms, especially if you take the Twist the Knife talent, you basically can maintain Envenom up at all times and not having to refresh the Slice Dice in the opener. It is huge. The rest of it doesn't really play that different though, because it's like it doesn't really change too much. Feint of GCD is awesome though. So it's more like little things like, no, look, I have it to manage Slice Dice. Really nice. Feint of GCD, I feel survivable as hell. Being able to garrote the world, I feel like I'm just running around with a bunch of garrotes and just like spitting them. You might as well just do a blade storm with me just holding 2 garrotes in each hand and just like absolutely just spitting through everything. Just let me hold like 2 strands of barbed wire and just go with a blade storm through an entire group of enemies. Watching everything bleed is super satisfying. The burst damage is also really good when you can double up on those double layer Envenoms, so you feel bursty as hell. especially when you play around the Deathstalker playstyle, which is like gives you guaranteed crits. It feels like you're just getting those big crits constantly when you can overlap two Envenoms and you still a big Envenom. It is like even more setup, but it's like really easy to set up. It's something like, because Assassination is pretty straightforward as a spec as is, but being able, like giving you even more of a setup that you can do pretty easily, it's super satisfying to pull off. I love it. It's really good. Assassination is in a fantastic spec. Easily S tier spec, continues to be an S tier spec, super new player friendly also, so I think you guys would love it if you haven't picked up Rogue yet. Wait, you don't have to have sights that's open anymore? So basically when you use your basic, when you use abilities like Envenom or Dispatch or Eviscerate as the 3 specs, all of those finishers also generate your free Slice and Dice. Based on comp points spent. So you never have to press Slice and Dice ever again. In fact, you can just take it off of your bars. The way I have my Rogue set up, I don't even know what I would replace with Slice and Dice right now. I feel like I got all my keybinds set up. I don't have a lot of keybinds either on any of the specs. Or at least I got enough keybinds to get all my basic abilities up and running on all 3 specs. I just don't really know what to do with Slice. I'm like, I technically don't need you on my bars. But like, I wouldn't want to put Kingsbane instead of you because I'm so used to where Kingsbane is. I don't have Echo and Ripper Band, so like I have an extra free key bind that's very comfortable to hit. My Garrote, I'm kind of used to where that's at. I'm used to where my Phantom Knives and Mutilate and Ruptures are. I don't want to move them. So it's like, I just don't know what to replace it with. But if you're a new Rogue and if you struggled with like key bindings on Rogue, this is the best time to start playing because you get 2 free key bindings at the very least. In fact, maybe 3. Like if you don't like Thistletea and Manage on Thistletea, even that can be made automatic if you wanted to. It's awesome. It's actually really good. I'm gonna try Outlaw in the future. Even Outlaw is even easier to play, I'd say. I'd say Outlaw is even easier to play because I have a guide I'm gonna be making for Outlaw. They made it easier. It is kind of wild. Vanishing from between the eyes is awesome. Roll the Bones, technically now there's like, because you play Supercharger with Roll the Bones, and there's technically a setup with, it changes the logic when you want to roll the bones. But you can basically bypass it with a weak aura, and you don't have to like think about it. It just tells you, hey, your Roll the Bones is ready, you should press it. And you press it whenever you're not shooting up the boss or whatever. But yeah, that one's actually really fun. It hits with Frost Deacon and starts popping up. Yeah, those 3 melee in particular are doing really, really good. Even after like all the nerfs, even the nerfs coming into Shaman, I do want to see what's gonna happen with an enhancement after these nerfs. But it's still a very, very good one. My Outland Assassin bars feel very naked lately. Yeah, it's pretty big. Exactly, I still have a sensitive of my action bar. Dude, yeah, I just don't know what to do with it. I am so used to where my abilities are on my Rogue. It's like, I'm glad that I could replace Slice and Dice. I just don't know what I'm going to put in there. It's not like I have new buttons. I'm kind of comfy with all the other buttons that I have already. I just don't know what to do with it. But like, the fact that I can remove it and just forget about it, it's awesome. And I think it's going to help newer players or any players that felt bogged down by too many key bindings to manage as Rogue. I feel like those players are going to have the most advantage out of it. But if you've been playing a Rogue, there's a good chance you already have a comfy spot for all of your abilities outside of Slice and Dice. That replacing stuff with Slice and Dice is like more of a convenience than anything. Weird specs of Frost Deacon and Assassin have been looking up forever now. They're really, really good. The fact that Assassin is this good in Mythic Plus and the raids is awesome. Normally, Assassin in most expansions like kind of good on raids, and that's about it. Where Outlaw normally is really good in Mythic Plus, but the fact that Outlaw and Assassin are so good in Mythic Plus at the same time, it just means that you can play Assassination. It's easier to get into. It is slower pace, so you're not going to get carpal tunnel playing Outlaw. You don't have to play around Roll the Bones, so it's like very, very straightforward cooldown, so like you know exactly when you need to get your buttons going, and all I have to do is just maintain bleeds and stuff, which like people really like that already. Try Dark Ranger because animations. Dark Ranger looks great. They're doing some tuning with it, but Dark Ranger looks great. It played pretty good over in the beta with Black Arrow replacing your kill command, or kill shot rather. I gotta give that one a bit more of a try, but they're doing some tuning, but hopefully it'll be really, really good. I definitely want to give that one a proper shot. Unholy Scythe build is super crazy also. I did 1.1 million. I haven't got to play the Scythe of Unholy. I need to give that one a proper shot. I really, really want to play that one, Michael. That one was a lot of fun during like beta. I never really got around to actually like properly playing it. Sabroga stał ploch, ubrali KDR, da, ubrali CDR. Вот мути, реально хорош, да, это мути от только один хорош. Wolverine popping in saying sub rogue no longer good ever since they removed the CDR with vanishes, and that's true. They did remove the CDR on subtlety rogues with vanishes. That's no longer a thing, so in PvP it's going to be hopefully less frustrating for everybody else, but pretty frustrating for rogues themselves, because now you can vanish but you don't get cooldown reduction. So Wolverine is here, it's like, it looks like you're just playing Muti now. Muti rogue, mutilate rogue, and it's like, yeah. I'm sorry, I wasn't around when muted rogue was a thing, by the way. Can you check if people started following you on YouTube like a year? Can you check when people started following you on YouTube like year? Like when they started following? I know there's got a lot more info in the analytics. I mean, I could take a look at it, but I think at some point it used to say it, and then there were like, they shuffled it around somewhere else. I probably can. I need to go and like really search in the analytics section, but they moved it around and stuff. I remember like early YouTube, like earlier, like 2010 YouTube. It was really easy because you could just go to the account and say like subscribe to you since, and it gives you a date. Like me when I started following you, I forget. Yeah, I need to look into it. It used to like really give me like, I used to go to person profile and if they subscribe to me, it would just tell me there, but that was old YouTube, the original. Сами геймплей строился от кедра, а теперь я непонятно как играть. Да, думаю, это будет геймплей на... Я не знаю, потому что другие ребята сказали мне то же самое. Они сказали, что кулдаун с KDR можно как его desync, и ты идешь на stun, и они тринкают, и трей кулдаунс, и потом, когда ты варишь, у тебя кулдаунс, они опять back up, но для них не будет кулдаунс, и так можно трейд и как его win games. Но сейчас я не знаю, я думаю, это нужно играть around burst и kidney, но я думаю, это как по-русски сказать, stuck. Как по-русски stuck? Stuck с 30 секунд бурстом с kidney. Ничего не можно с этим поделать. Я не знаю, как саб будет. Yeah, Will been just asking me more questions. Like he's saying with sub, you used to really play around cooldown reduction. I said, yeah, a lot of other people said too, like you would send your cooldowns, they would send you cooldowns, so you'd vanish, desync your cooldowns with theirs. So by the time you have cooldowns, they have nothing for you. But now you kind of like, you're stuck in a 30-second window of kidney shots, so I just, every 30 seconds, somebody's always going to have summon for it. It just might be stuck in place. Watching this Hansen glitch here in a Legion feels like forever ago. And it was forever ago. I did miss Legion though. I don't remember you from that, Christers. I think I followed him like 68 years ago from round 1. I don't know this game. Чуть-чуть забываю. But Russian is kind of all over the place. Calling. Oh wait, Conan. Okay. Calling in. I don't know if you're around, but we're calling for the night. Yeah, we're calling it. Legion's 8 years in? Yo, Legion Classic win, dude. Mr. Panera Classic? Dude, I feel like if they do Mr. Panera Classic, they need to skip WoW Classic and just do Legion Classic. Like, how big of a hype would people have for Legion Classic to play it again? But if they do Legion Classic, have all the AP catch-ups enabled day 1, have the Legion Legendary Vendor, have all of those things there day 1, I think people are going to have a lot of fun. Oh yeah, Conan, we're calling for the night. I couldn't really put a group together. We're calling it bed. Next week's we got a bunch of new updates, much new class changes, so I assume there's going to be more Warrior and Warlock variety next week. Hell yeah. WoW Classic, Shatwrath Raid. Okay, if they do WoW, then we need to really add a lot more content, because the original WoW didn't have a lot more content. A lot, 8 years. Yeah, that's a while, man. That's a while. Alrighty. I'm gonna go. I got a bunch of work I gotta do, boys, but I appreciate you guys for hanging around. Tomorrow, Sunday, not streaming. I'm just working, getting a bunch of all this projects worked on. Probably gonna do a bunch of guide stuff. Would be a great time for me to take care of all that. Monday, probably no stream. I usually just keep it at 50-50. Maybe I'll stream. Who knows, right? And then Tuesday we're back. So Tuesday definitely back, Monday 50-50, Sunday definitely no stream. So at the very least, I'll see you guys Tuesday. Yeah, have a wonderful one. Thanks so much for watching. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. Now we need 6.0 with the camera back. Imagine if they did that just to like recreate the original authentic WoW experience. Hi, major patch of 6.1. What is new? You got a selfie cam and Twitter interaction connection. and like a world quest or a garrison quest. Bye. And then we're just like, that's a patch. That's a wrap, boys. I remember when 6.1 came out, everybody were just like, dude, this is where I quit. That's where we saw the downfall of WoD, man. It was wild. Oh, man. Good luck part of this, Bratan. Appreciate it. Appreciate your work in the community. Appreciate it, my guy. Yeah. Also join our Discord if you guys have it. That's probably the best way to reach me. Otherwise, have a wonderful one. Thanks so much for watching. You guys are awesome. I'll see you guys all maybe Monday, definitely by Tuesday. Alrighty, peace.
Don't feel fucking at me. Don't feel fucking